ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्रिषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 30, verse number 13. So this is the description by Sri Sukadeva Goswami of gopis who were searching for Krishna after he left the Rāsa-līlā. So we read in the previous 12 verses how they went around asking trees, creepers, tulsi plant, deer, including the earth. And then they realized that he is not alone, but he has gone with some other gopi, because they could feel the fragrance from his garland, which was mixed fragrance of Krishna and another gopi, which will be identified as Radha later on. So this is important because this chapter is which establishes the identity of Radha. In Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam there is no direct mention of his name or her name, and here it is indirectly mentioned, and it will come later on in verse number 28. And this is to build up the whole tempo, to establish her as the supreme devotee and the topmost associate or beloved of Sri Krishna. So that's what it is leading to. So Purushottamji, you have some question?
In the beginning it said that Krishna antarjiya tatra eva. So at that time, and he also was there at that time with the Radharani. So they didn't feel the fragrance at that time, but it came later on. Is it because they were so much unmad that they couldn't even perceive that? And
perceive
when
what?
It comes, they will perceive that fragrance.
Whose fragrance?
The Krishnas and Radharani's, because later on they say they understand there is a fragrance, and that's why Radharani and Krishna are here nearby.
Yeah, but when they disappeared from there, then how will they feel the fragrance?
But they disappeared, but he says it was Krishna was right there. He didn't disappear. He disappeared from the side because he became invisible, but he was there.
So what is the meaning of becoming invisible? You can say they could have also seen him. So becoming invisible is not only because of not appearing, but also fragrance. Everything about.
How could they see the fragrance at later time then? Because he was also invisible at that time also, but they felt the fragrance.
Now he is walking around here. That's what they will say. They will find him, find Radharani. He was nearby. That's what they said, that he must be nearby somewhere.
Yeah, he was nearby Radharani, but okay.
So there he disappeared means he made himself unavailable, including his fragrance. Now he will make it available. Okay.
I was thinking sometime when some dear one dies, you do not want to accept that he died, you think he's still there. So that unmad was so intense that they didn't even felt his fragrance at that time.
Well, if he is there, then he should smell. So now there's verse says, Prichyate ma lata bahun apyaslishta vanaspatehe nunam tat karaja sprishta bibhrati utpulkanyaho. So they said that, oh friends, let's ask these creepers who are embracing the trees, their husbands. Bahun apyaslishta vanaspate. So this is standard in Sanskrit poetry, that they will always conjecture a creeper around a tree like a heroine embracing the hero. So these gopis are also seeing that these are creepers, because ashram vinana tishtanti brahmana striya lata, that women, creeper and brahman, they cannot exist without shelter. They need some support, because brahman in the olden time, they were not supposed to make any money. Now brahmins are the one who make money. So in the past, brahmins, they did not make money. They will study shastra, they will not accept salary, etc. So they have to be supported. That's why they were allowed to even beg, or they were allowed to accept charity. So this was their prerequisite or right. So lata, the creepers, are hanging on trees. So they are seen as if they are embracing them. And the word lata is also feminine, and vriksha is masculine gender. So it looks like that. So therefore it says Lata Bahunapi Ashlishta Vanaspate. So although api is used, that although these creepers are embracing their husband, the trees, but still we can ask them. Why? Because it seems that they have been touched by the nails of Krishna. Tatkaraj Sprishta Lata. What type of creepers are these? These are the creepers which have been touched by the nails of Krishna. How do we know this? Bibhrati utpalkani ho. Just see how they are manifesting the symptom of utpalaka, horripilation. So because Krishna would have plucked some flowers. So if you pluck flower, you have to use your nail sometimes to pluck it. So just by the touch, or even if it is not nail, because karaja is nail, it could be just finger. Finger is also karaja. Karaja means burn from the hand. So they said that you can ask them, so they must know, because we see the symptoms of love. So that's how you see Atmat Manite Jagat. You see the world according to your own consciousness. Whatever is your own awareness, that's how you see others. So because they are looking for Krishna, they are fully absorbed in Krishna, so they see everywhere. And if everybody is touched by Krishna. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti says, Anyadapi lakshanam anya darshanti aho prichataiti. So another gopi also points out another symptom of Krishna's presence nearby. Because in the previous verse they said that he must be somewhere nearby, because they saw the deer and then they saw these trees were bowing down. They thought that Krishna must have passed by. So now they are saying that there is more symptom of his presence somewhere here. So that is this. He sakhyaha imalata eva Krishna sangam lakshma dharini. That look at these creepers, they are bearing the symptom of Krishna's association. Nacha swapati sangato tat sangati durghataiti vachyam. So one should say that how can they have association of Krishna? They are associating with their own husbands. So then says that yato vanaspatehe patyur bahun samyag aslishtapi aho kamodrekaha. He says although they are embracing with their arms, or they are being embraced patyur bahun samyag aslishta, they are embraced or they are in the arms of their husbands. But just see the kamodrek, the excess of kama manifest in their body, means excess of love. So kam vikar or prem vikar it is called. Prema has various transformations. So what is that? Nunam tannakhai sprishta eva utpalkani vibhrati. That they have been touched by the nails and therefore they are manifesting horripilation on their bodies. Nahi swapati sangatau idrik pulka syat. This type of vikara transformation in their body is not possible simply because of the association of their husband. Because this is extraordinary. With husband you only have a quarrel, right? You don't have prem vikar in the presence of the husband. Husband and wife mostly are having problem. So that's what they are saying. Say that nahi swapati sangatau idrik pulaka syat. This kind of pulak, this kind of hair standing on their end is not possible because they are with their husband. They must be bored with their husband because they never leave them. So ateva tal-lakshanasya asmad-drishymanatvat purva iva na vayam tam adrakshama iti mithya vaktum pravishyanti iti bhava. So just because we asked these earlier people, but they never had such symptoms. We did not see this. Tal-lakshanasya asmad lakshanasya asmad drishymanatvat purva iva na vayam tam adrakshama. We did not see this kind of, so therefore it is good to ask, because remember they said earlier that you should not ask an ignorant person. If you want to gain knowledge, you should first ascertain whether the person you want to gain knowledge from is knowledgeable himself or herself or not. If that person is not knowledgeable, then don't waste your time. Because generally if you approach somebody, especially in India, then even if the person does not know, he is not going to say, I don't know. Right? Everybody is immediately ready to give lecture. We ask many times people that, where is this temple, Radharaman temple, I want to go there. He may not know. He will say, yeah, you go this way, take left and then right. And then you go and you wander. And there is no Radharaman temple there. So people are good at that. So therefore they said that don't ask somebody who does not know. So first make sure that somebody knows. Ask him, do you know? So he says that earlier we were asking and we never got any proper reply from anybody. But here, because they are manifesting this symptom of love, so they have definitely seen Krishna. So therefore we should ask. So that is the sense of asking this. So now from the next verse onwards, this asking business is over. So remember that he said, okay. So earlier it was described that there was intense state of unmad, and then there was lesser state of unmad. So in the intense state of unmad, they started imitating Krishna's activity. And when the unmad went a little down, then they started searching for him. Because to search for him, you have to have your own identity, separate from Krishna. But when you are so much absorbed on him that you are identifying with him, then there is no question of searching him. You can only search somebody who is different from you. You cannot search yourself. Yourself is always available to yourself, right? Are you ever lost to yourself? Sometimes it happens to people. Even that happens. So now he will describe that they go into this intense state of separation where they will start imitating Krishna's activity. So he says, iti unmatta vacho gopyaha krishnanveshana kataraha lila bhagavata stasta hiyanu chakrustadatmikaha. So he says that, O King Parikshit, in this way, these gopis who were completely maddened due to separation from Krishna, and they became very katara, means very pathetic, searching for Krishna. So then they started imitating Lila Bhagavata Stasta Anuchakru. They started imitating Krishna's pastime Why is that? Because of tadatmika. Because they became so much tanmaya, so much absorbed, that they were seeing themselves as one with Krishna. So that is a high state of bhava. So ima ananda jadyat na kimapi bruvata iti evam acetaneshu api prashna kamadi darshanabhyam unmuttanam vachansi iva vachansi yasanta. So he is saying that unmad vacha. What is the meaning of unmatta vacha? The statements of maddened people, basically. So they said that these creepers, they have become stunned because of happiness. Like when you have too much happiness, then also you become stunned. It's also one of the sattvic bhavas, jadyata, stambha. So he says that they got so much happiness because they have been touched by Krishna that they have become stunned, and therefore they are not speaking. So this is how they are conjecturing that why these creepers are not informing us about Krishna, because they are too much in bliss, and because of too much bliss they are unable to speak. It's like when there is too much pain, too much sadness, then person doesn't speak. So like that. So he says, iti evam acetaneshu api prashna kamadi darshanabhyam unmattanam. So he says, in this way the gopis were speaking like maddened people, because they are asking questions even to the insentient beings, and feeling as if these insentient beings are also full of love. So they are not mad like we think of mad people, but they externally appear like that. So sometimes the highest people also look like lowest, like Avdhut people and some crazy people, they behave similarly. So these are high, in such a highest state of rude bhava that they appear like. Therefore it says vachansi iva vachansi yasam. Their words are like the mad people, not that they are mad. Tatascha tasya anveshane api katara tanmadhye kaschid evam pratyekam param mamrishu. So therefore, because of this madness, they were unable to even search for him. So among them, some spoke, or they deliberated among themselves. Samprati ahameva swarup cheshtadi anukarnena atmanam krishnakaram darshitvapi katranam asam swasya cha muhurtikim api nirvrittim nispadayama. Iti mansi kritva tasya sarva eva lila kramena smritya arudhikritya putnavad lila lilam anuchakrus tasminneva atmano yasamta. So there's some gopis, they thought that we are in such a pathetic state that now we will imitate Swarup Chestadi Anukaranena Atmanam Krishnakaram. We will show ourselves as Krishna, and in this way we will pacify these gopis. Katranam Swasacha, and we will also feel pacified, because the whole thing is that they are looking for Krishna. So if somehow they can feel Krishna's presence, then they will feel pacified. So Muhurtikim api nivrittim nispadayame. Even if we can feel some solace for one muhurta, that is good. So manasi kritva tasya sarva eva lila kramena smritya arudhikritya. So thinking like this, they remembered Krishna's lila, all of the main Leelas, and thus beginning from Putana, because the first Leela which is described is killing of Putana. Putana vad Leela manuchakru. So they imitated the killing of Putana. Tasmin eva atmano yasamta. So Manus Atma Leela manuchakru tasmin eva atma mano yasamta. So tadatmika means that their mind became fixed on him only. Tatra cha pratikulanam anukaranam yog maya eva tanmadhye eva gopi swarupa bhutva tattat leela siddhyartham chakara. So now here one problem comes when we will read that they will imitate Krishna's pastime. So they have one mood, their bhav is madhurya bhav, kanta bhav, right? There are other bhav like Yashoda. So Yashoda is mother. So that is Vatsalya bhav. So Vatsalya bhav and Kanta bhav, they don't match. If somebody is in Kanta bhav, then she cannot be in Vatsalya bhav also. So if a person who is in Kanta bhav and you ask that person to act in Vatsalya bhav, this will be a problem, because then she has to give up, right?
It's incompatible.
Yeah, it's not only incompatible, it is against it. So there are bhavas which are indifferent, there are bhavas which are friendly, there are bhavas which are opposite to that. So how will they imitate those Leela where someone has to be a Shoda? Friend is okay, that goes along with it. Sakhya bhav and Madhurya bhav can go along together, but not Vatsalya and Madhurya. So how will that go? So he is giving a solution for that. He says, Tatra cha pratikulanam anukaranam yog maya eva tanmadhye eva gopi swarupa bhutva tat leela siddhyartham chakara. He says that those leelas where the bhav does not match with the bhav of the gopis, so then Yogamaya took that particular form, means that Yogamaya became gopi to act that, to play that role. So I think it comes in Bhakti Sandarbha somewhere or Priti Sandarbha, I don't remember, but Jiva Goswami, when he talks about, maybe it comes in Bhakti Sandarbha, or it already came, or it will come, I don't remember, where he talks about enacting Krishna Leela on stage. So there he says that a devotee should not play the role of Krishna, because that goes against his bhava. I think it probably came. So that's what he's saying here, because now this Leela will come, and then who is going to act? So then he says that Yogamaya will take that role. They will not know it, but Yogamaya will become a gopi and act, and then someone can act as Krishna and suck the breast of Putana and kill or whatever. So tanmadhya gopi swarupa bhutva tattat leela siddhyartham chakara. Anukula anukaranam tu gopyas chakru iti jaya. But those activities which are favorable, that is no problem. So then the gopis will do that. No na kathavad sadasviti tannishidhopi ananda nignaiha tayadavochameva namani tu prathaitasmi tadatra nasamitham munirmanasi samprati nischakaya. So this is an interesting verse which Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes here. He says that when Sukadeva Goswami was describing this pastime, then gopis appeared in his mind and told him that, what are you doing? This is our secret pastime and you are speaking in front of everybody here. Because Sukadeva was speaking and all the sages have assembled there.
Yeah, lots of non-devotees in the audience.
So he says, Nona kathavad sadsu iti. He says, please don't talk about stories here openly in front of these people. So Sukadeva was stunned to hear this. What can he do? He already started. How will he stop now? They should have told this before. But before they did not know. So then, what he says that tan nisiddhopi ananda nighna ihata yadavochameva. He says Sukadeva Goswami was also so much blissed out that he described it anyway. He could not stop. He was so much absorbed himself. But to honor them, what he did that namani tu prathayita tadatra nasan. He did not take their names. So there is no name of any gopi mentioned here. And since he did not take the name of any gopi, then they cannot say you are talking about us. He says, no, I am not talking about you. Sometimes people do that, right? You are talking, no, why you say I am talking about you? I am not talking about you. Did I take your name? So he's smart. So he says, namani tu prathaitasmi tadatra nasam ittam munir mansi samprati nischikaya. So therefore, Sukadeva was about to say some names, then he stopped. He says, no, I'm not going to take anyone's name here. This is what he ascertained in his mind, made that firm decision. So now he describes this. So this slokas, there is not much commentary on them because it's just description. Kasyas. Yeah.
This bit you just described, how the gopis appeared in his mind, is this in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary?
Yeah. Yeah, he not only commentary, he makes a sloka, nice sloka about it.
Completely missing from Brahma's notes.
So kasyaschit putanayantyah krishnayantya pibatstanam tokayitva rudatyanya padahan saktayatim. So now you will see the usage of those nam dhatus. Yaiva acharti tasmat kyang. That sutra. That when you behave like somebody, apply kyang pratyay. So kasyaschit putanayantya krishnayantya krishnayanti apibatstanam. So someone behaved like Putana. So putanayantya means of the one who was behaving like Putana. And once behaved like Krishna. So one who was behaving like Krishna, she drank the milk from the breast of Putana, Apibat. And tokayitva rudatyanya padaham saktayati. Then one gopi became a cart. So she went down on the hands and legs and acted like a bullock cart. And then another one lied on the ground like a small baby and kicked the cart, threw the gopi away. So that's how they are playing now. So evam anukaranam chaturbhiraha. So now in 4 slokas they describe the imitation. Putnayantya putnavad acharantya. Putnayantya means behaving like Putna. Krishnavad acharanti stanam appibat. So another one behaved like Krishna and drank milk from her breast. So drinking milk from breast does not really mean that she drank milk, because from where the milk will come? There is no milk. So means acted like that. Panam anuchakre, imitated. And tokyitva tokvad atmanam kritva. And then another one, so she behaved like a small baby, and another one behaved like cart under whom Krishna was hanging. So this one who was hanging under the cart was also crying. Krishna was crying when he started crying, and then throwing his legs up, threw away the cart. We had one devotee here many years ago. You remember that Arjuna? Or you were not here at that time? So he became crazy. We also have to admit him in the hospital in Agra. And he was behaving like Yashoda. I remember. He was thinking he is Yashoda. And he was trying to say, come drink my best. So this is Gopi's
Ecstatic symptoms.
Yeah, he was showing me. I went to his room and he was showing me, yesterday night Nrsimhadev came, you see that crack? There was a crack in the roof. And so if Nrsimhadev came from there, because Nrsimhadev appeared from the pillar. And he was seriously telling me that. So, Datyayitva jaharanyam eka krishnarbha bhavanam ringyamasa kapi angri karshanti ghosanisvanaihi. So then one gopi sat down like Krishna Arbha Bhavanam means he sat down like a small baby was sitting, and then another gopi became Trinavarta, who uplifted Krishna. So Datyayitva Jahar, so stole him. Trinavarta had stolen Krishna and took him up. So this is the meaning of Jaharanyam Eka Krishna Bhavana. And then another one was enacting Krishna's pastime when he was crawling on the ground. He was not able to walk yet, but walking on the knees. Small children, they crawl on the ground with their hands and knees. So this is what she was doing. Ringya Masa Kapi Angri Karshanti Ghosanisvanai. When Krishna was small, he had this bell tied to his waist, so that when he will move around, you will hear the sound. So now the gopis was making sound with her anklets while moving with the knees. So that is Ghosanisvanai. Datyayitva Trinavarta Datyavad Acharanti Eka Krishnasya Arbham Balyam Bhaveti Yamta. So Datya demon here is Trinavarta. So one of them was behaving like this, and another one behaved like baby Krishna. Krishna Ramayite Dvetu Gopayantascha Kaschana Vatsayatim Hanti Chanya Tatreka tu Bakayatim Then two gopis became Krishna and Balram. One of them acted like as Krishna, another one as Balram. And then many other gopis around them behaved like cowherd boys. So then, as if they are playing in the forest, Krishna Balram playing with the friends. And then Vatsayatim Hanti, then one gopi became Vatsasura, and then another one came and killed Hanti Chanya Tatre tu Bakayatim. And then one behaved like Bakasura, and then Krishna came and tore off his beak and killed him. So that's what they did. Ahuya Durga Yadvat Krishnastamanuvartatim Venum Kwanantim Kridantim Anya Sansanti Sadhuiti. So just as Krishna calls cows by playing on his flute when they go away or by calling them, so one gopi was calling Ahuya Durga Yadvat Krishnastamanuvartatim. So she was playing on the full flute, Venum Konantim Kridantim, and calling the cows. And then other gopis were saying, well done, very nice, you're singing very nicely, sadhu, sadhu, praising that. So tadevam anukarana matra muktam adhuna pralambha vadha praktan grishmakrit vichitra lila. This is Vaishnav Toshni. So Durga Durvartanir Ga Yadvat Krishna Avayati. Durga here means cows which have gone far away. And just as Krishna calls them, Krishna Avayati Tadvadeva Ahuye, like that she was calling. Tam Krishna Manuvartatim. So imitating Krishna like that. Anukurvatim iti cha patha. There is a difference in reading. Instead of anuvartatim, there is a reading also anukurvatim. Kasyanchit svabhujam nyasya chalanti ahapara nanu Krishnoham pashyate gatim lalitam iti tanmana. Then one gopi, she was walking by putting her arms in the neck of another gopi. And then she was telling to other gopis, oh friends, look how nicely I am walking, I am Krishna. So Krishna aham pashyata, look, I am Krishna. Gatim lalitam iti tanmana. See how beautifully I walk. Have you seen anyone walking like this? So absorbed in like that. Gati nritya lila. So walking here, he says, is that she was dancing. So tatascha anya api lila anuchikirsanti nam api tasam tadhyanadhikya vashena unmada sanchari prabalyena cha atmanusandhana apgamat Krishna tadatmyaha chaturbhi kasyanchit. So in this way, gopis were performing various types of leelas of Krishna, imitating them. So among them, some gopis, they were more intensely meditating on Krishna, and because of that, there was a very intense sanchari bhav, sanchari prabalyena. And because of that, they completely lost their sense of self. And they started thinking just as if they are Krishna. And imitating, one gopi began imitating Krishna, and aham subalaskandha arpit bhuja Krishna. Look, I am Krishna, and I am putting my arm or my hand on the shoulder of my friend Subal. Tasman mam lalitham atiramaniyam gatim. Therefore see my wonderful walk. Then ma bhashtayavata varshabhyam tatranam vihitam maya iti uktva ekena hastena yatanti unnidadheyam baram. Then one gopi was saying, do not worry, O Brajvasis, do not worry. No problem of the wind and rain. I protect you from all this heavy rain. And speaking like this with one hand, she was lifting her cloth up in the air, as if that is the Govardhan. So she was asking others to come under the shelter of her cloth, and she will protect everyone. So yatanti prayatnam kurvati ambaram uttriya vastram unnidadhe urdham srutavati. So here this word is used, yatanti, means she was making an effort to lift it. So this is also, we have to understand that this is not Ahangra Upasana, because there is also Ahangra Upasana where one thinks oneself as absolutely one with Krishna. So they are not doing Ahangra Upasana, although they are imitating Krishna and they are even saying I am Krishna. But because she is making an effort, means she is also having some consciousness herself, because Krishna did not make effort. So it means she is making an effort to lift it. So it means she knows that she is imitating it. So therefore this is not Ahangra Upasana. So yatanti prayatnam kurvati. Yatanti means she is making an effort. Ambaram uttriya vastram. Ambaram means the upper cloth. Unnidadhe urdham dhritavati. So she held it above, just like an umbrella. Krishna made umbrella of Govardhan, she is making umbrella of her upper cloth, and thus giving protection. Aruhya eka padakramya sirasyaha param nripa dushtahe gaccha jatoham khalanam nanu dandadhrik. Then one gopi, she did the Kaliya snake Leela. So one became Kaliya snake and another one jumped on her, Arohiya. And Padakram mein Sirsiyaha. So she stood on her head. Because Krishna was on the head of the Kaliya, so she is standing on the head of Gopi. And then she is saying that, you rascal snake, get out from here. I have come here to destroy all the wicked people. I am the chastiser, Dandadhrik Khalanam Nanu Jatoham. I have taken birth to chastise the wicked people. Tatreko vacha he gopa davagnim pashyatolmanam chakshunshi yashu api dadhvam vopidhasye kshema manjasa. Then one gopi is enacting the pastime of drinking the fire, forest fire. So one of them there, she said that, oh cowherd boys, look, there is a forest fire. Do not fear from this. Close your eyes and I am going to drink this fire and make you safe. I will protect you without any problem. So this is another gopi who is doing. There is no commentary on this. Then Baddhanyaya Shraja Kachit Tanvi Tatro Lukhule Badhnami Bhandat Bhetaram Hayangam Mushin Tuiti. You have this line? Someone don't have one. I think he doesn't comment on it.
In Gita Press, it's not there.
Yeah, I don't know why he has this extra line here. So Bhita Sudrik Pidhayasyam Bheje Bhiti Vidambanam. So now this is the breaking of the pot. Krishna broke the pot.
Yoga.
So Baddha Anyaya Shraja Kachit Tanvi Tatra Ulukhale. So one gopi who was acting like Mother Yashoda, she bound another gopi who was Krishna, who has broken the pot. So she bound him with the garland. But from where the Ulukhala came, I don't know. He says, Tanvi Tatra Ulukhale. So another gopi became Ulukhala. Ulukhala is the martyr. So one gopi sat down like a martyr. Another one became Yashoda. Another one became Krishna. And they tied. So one gopi got tied to another one with a garland. And Bhita Sudrik Pidhaya Asyam Bheje Bhiti Vidambana. So the gopi who was acting as Krishna, she was terrified. And she was hiding the face. Pidhaya Asyam Bheje Bhiti Vidambana. So he was full of fear. So he was also acting just like when so he says atascha akasmad unmadasya prabalya shante sati Krishna tadatmasya api sathalya abhut. So now he is going to describe, so he is talking about that suddenly their intensity of madness in separation reduced. And when the intensity reduced, then their feeling of oneness with Krishna also went away or became loose. So prabalya shante sati Krishna tadatmyasya api sathilyam abhut tatascha aham gopi iti atmanam sandadhana Kanchit bhand spotan hangav motion lila anukarna udyatam alaksha yog maya eva Sri Yashoda manat taduchitam chakarati ahibandhaiti. So when this happened, then there was no gopi who wanted to act like Yashoda to chastise Krishna, who has broken the pot and stolen the butter. So when she wanted to enact this Leela, then Yogamaya herself became Yashoda and performed the activity. This is what he said earlier also. Remember that action which is not compatible will be performed by Yogamaya. So Hayanga Mushantu Badhnami Tiktva Annaya Kachit Sraja Bandha. So she said that I am going to bind you because you have stolen butter. And then Annaya Kachit Sraja Bandha. Then another one tied with the garland. Sudrik Asyam Achadya Bhiti Vidamnam Bharanu Karnam Bheje. So then he is hiding his face as if terrified, like children when they're terrified, then you cover your face out of fear. So like that this gopi was covering the face out of fear. And she is going to get beaten up. Somebody wants to beat you, you cover your face on your head. So this is the end of all this pastime of imitation. Now he will come to describing where they will further move and see. Evam Krishnam prichamana vrindavan latastarun vachakshata vanodese padani paramatmana. So now comes the climax of this chapter. So in this way, when they were inquiring about Krishna to various trees and creepers in Vrindavan, in the forest, then in the forest they saw footprints of Krishna. So Paramatmanah padani vyachakshata manodese. So in the forest, in one pradesha, they saw the footmarks. So this is the shift in the description. Evam anena prakarena krishnam prichmana iti ayam atra prakara. So in this way, because it says evam, in this way. So what does this mean, evam, in this way, what does it mean? He says that it is to be understood as follows. Vapralambhikasya unmadasya praudhi mani atma vishmritau satyam swaprestha tadatmyam eva syat. He says that in vipralambha, or in separation, when there is an intense feeling of unmad, madness. This is one symptom of separation, of unmad. There are various symptoms of separation. There are 10 of them. Getting emaciated, not eating, feeling sad, not sleeping, etc. Becoming emaciated. So he says that praudhi mani atma vishmritau satyam. So when this unmad becomes very intense, they forget about themselves. And swaprestha tadatmyam eva syat. So then the heroine or the nayika identifies with the nayaka or with the lover. So this is what happened. Yaduktam priya priyasya pratirudha murtaya asau ahantu iti. So as it is said there that priya priyasya pratirudha murtaya. That priya means the beloved or the lady heroine. Priyasya pratirudha murtaya. They get the murti. It came earlier in this statement. Asau ahantu iti, and I am that. And Krishna ham pashyata gatim. Therefore they were saying, look, I am Krishna, see how I am walking. Ityadi tasyeva madhyatve yat kinchid atmanusandhanvatte sati anukaranam. So that is the stage that when they are saying I am Krishna, so then they are just saying I am Krishna. Then if the intensity is little lower, then they imitate the pastimes. When it is higher, then it is just that I am Krishna. There is no imitation. Just I am Krishna, I am walking like that. So therefore he says, taseva madhyatve. That madhyatva means that this unmad is of middle intensity, medium. Yat kinchid atmanusandhanvatte. So in that state they have sense of their own, little sense of their own self also. Not completely Krishna. Then they do imitation, sati anukaranam. Yaduktam Sri Prahlad Charite, as it is described in the description of Prahlad, kvachit tad bhavna yukta tanmayo nu chakara. Sometimes being absorbed in the mood of Nrsingadev, then he will act like that. Atrapi uktam krishnani krishnayanti api batstanam. And therefore here also it was described that someone was acting like Krishna and the other gopi was acting like Putana, then this one who was acting like Krishna was drinking the milk. Taseva mande, and when the intensity goes low, atmanusandhanasya prayikatve acetanesvapi tarugulmadi prashna. So in that state they know themselves that we are in separation, then they inquire even to the unconscious objects, trees, plants about Krishna. So these are the 3 states of gopis in separation from Krishna. Very intense state of separation, then they completely identify with Krishna. Then medium stage, they identify lesser, then they imitate Krishna's pastime. And then the third stage, when it goes down, then they inquire about Krishna. So now they have come to the third stage, and therefore they again start going around, and it is in this state that they saw the footmarks. So Vyachaksha Vanodese Padani Paramatmane. Otherwise they will not notice footmarks, because if they are themselves thinking Krishna or imitating, then they would not notice. So now from the next verse we will read their reaction of seeing the footmarks. Any question on this, Malati?
Babaji, did I understand correctly before that you were explaining what the gopis are doing is not ahanga upasana because there's still some awareness that they're imitating?
Yeah.
So, so if that is there, then that cannot be the tadatmya in the full stage of unmada, because there's no more awareness that they're imitating, right? Or?
Yeah. That's why I said that imitation is when it is medium unmad, and there is some anusandhan. It says yat kinchid atmanusandhanvatve sati anukaranam. When they have some awareness of the self, then they imitate.
Okay, and then they are aware that they're imitating. And before, and in that state of tadatmya, they're not aware, but it's still not ahanga upasana.
Yeah. Sandeep ji.
Babaji Maharaj, like this, an unmad word has come times before also. So, unmad word.
Yeah.
This Sanskrit word unmad, I just wanted to understand in Hindi, will it be divanapan, will it be sanak, will it be janoon, or something else?
Pagalpan.
Bhāgavatam. Okay.
He's asking Hindi word for that.
Krishna's Lila is Nara-Līlā, so many acts that Krishna performs resemble that of an ordinary human being. And also here we see that Krishna's pastimes with gopis may resemble those described by Kavis between Nayaka and Nayika. But here, when we see this description of this chapter, this Unmada and Tadatmya is something that is very wonderful, at least for me, something very surprising that one may identify, become so mad. So is it something that previous Kavis have also described, or is it something that Sri Vyasa described for the first time, how these feelings may be possible?
No, it is there. It is Sahitya Kriti. In Sahitya, that is there. There are lakshanas for everything. Krishnadas.
Yeah, Radha Gurdev. I was just understanding these three stages of Unmada and comparing them with the acting, like when we are in the stage, for example, acting or something like that, or when someone is imitating a main character, like, I don't know, singers who imitate Michael Jackson or something like that they start to behave like him with the awareness that they are not him, but they are trying to imitate his behavior or his songs or everything as most accurate they can, because they can feel his presence in order to offer or honor, because they admire this personality so much. But my question is, if in this particular stage that they are, this admiration is there present, or the feeling of appreciation is not there, because this admiration is kind of some aishwarya, so this is like a big state of sweetness or madhurya. So I would like to understand if this feeling of admiring Krishna is there, or it comes from a different?
No, there's no admiring here. They're not admiring Krishna. This is not stage acting. This happens out of madness. Just like if you drink too much, sometimes people get highly intoxicated and then they start acting like somebody else. Right? They may start acting some famous personality, or some people may say, I'm Jesus Christ, or something. And they get into this kind of idea. So they are not trying to act on the stage like that. They feel like that and then they do it. It's the feeling.
Okay. It's a feeling. They really feel like that. Okay, that now I understand it. Yeah, this became clear. Okay, thank you.
Mohini.
Pranam Babaji. I have two questions. One is, if I understand this correct, the gopis were the same age like Krishna, and so how did they know about this Putana-līlā and like this? Is this because they heard these Leelas? Because they were themselves babies and they did not see those Leela. So where did they know these Leelas from?
So you have to see only, then only you know. You also hear. You hear so many things.
Yeah, this is because they heard.
Yeah.
And my other question is, yesterday you mentioned Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam read, and my question is, in Bhāgavatam, the aim of Vyasadeva was to show Ujjvala Rasa from the gopis. And in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam read the story where the Gop Kumar, he is attaining Sakya Ras. What was the aim of Sanatana Goswami with this story?
You have read the first part?
The first part is the Brahmana searching out, and he's going to South India and meeting the...
What is the last point?
The last point is he's going to Vrindavan.
So that's what he's saying.
Okay, but why Sanatana Goswami did not stress on Madhurya Ras and he stressed on Sakya Ras?
No, you read it. It means you have not read it properly.
Yeah, I did not went through.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? All right.